Earlier, I believed that the Oxford group name came from William James. Some recent research I've done, though, has caused me to change my mind about that. Even though William James had a huge influence on the Oxford groups, apparently he had no part to play whatsoever in the name Oxford groups. They called themselves initially the first century Christians. Some of them were in the theology department at the University of Oxford. This small group of them went to South Africa after World War I to challenge the apartheid system, and it was the newspapers in South Africa that referred to this small group as the Oxford Group, and the name just kind of took off and got attached to the whole movement. Now, because of where the movement developed into and some of the views of some of the leadership, in the late 1930s, the University of Oxford forbid them to use the name any further, and it's at that point that they began to call themselves the Moral Rearmament Movement. And that's the name that they're still known by to this day. They've largely disappeared in America, but they still exist in Europe to the best of my knowledge. A curious little footnote of history is the very year that the University of Oxford forbid them to use the name Oxford, there was a professor of Anglo-Saxon literature called J.R.R. Tolkien, who began writing a book, Lord of the Rings.